Welcome back. An Eden Prairie-based nonprofit started by a couple of teens is hoping to make fishing more accessible to youth everywhere. Joining us now to talk about their organization, Fish Hut, and their other organization, Build a Reef, William and Vic Tan join us now. William and Vic, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having us on. It's nice to meet you. My name is Vic.
And my name is William.
Oh, you guys are adorable. Okay, so tell us what Fish Hut is.
Yeah, so Fish Hut is an organization that my brother and I co-founded. And the main goal of Fish Hut is to get youth into the outdoors and to experience the sport of fishing. And we provide this at absolutely no cost to any of the participants. We're in over 6 states now, with Minnesota being our largest state, and we're looking to expand and grow even more in the future.
So you guys you put together like tackle boxes, from what I understand, and then leave them at like places like YMCA's for kids to pick up and take home and hopefully take out to the lake or the river and fish. Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. Basically they're called fish huts. They have generally a telescopic rod and everything a kid needs to have to go fishing. And we're actually experimenting with these cool 3D printed rods. I designed them myself, and these are fully 3D printed with just the reel on them. And I caught a bass on them. I also caught a sunfish on them in like 3 seconds. I caught maybe like a 2-pound bass. The rod was bending like crazy, but these are actually really strong, and they're fully 3D printed from a Bamboo Labs H2C printer. So the precision there is really nice, and there are screws on it, so all of this fits perfectly together into a working rod. And that's something we're experimenting with, where we're going to be placing 3D printed rods to expand these different opportunities, so all these different kids can just get out and start fishing.
Oh my goodness, and I'm seeing here you guys were on the cover of Time magazine for kids?
Oh yeah, that was an incredible opportunity, and we're really, really grateful to get this kind of press around our mission and just hopefully keep on expanding it and, have more people know about it so more kids can come to our events, as well as use the fish huts and experience the joy of fishing.
So what is it about fishing? I imagine it's something that the two of you love to do. My son lives and dies to fish. Let me tell you, he would be down at the river or the lake every single day if you let him. So I imagine that you two are much like him. You love fishing. Why did you think it was so important to make fishing accessible to other kids?
Yeah, so fishing has been a key part of my brother and I's life for a long, long time now. I want to say almost 11 years. So I started fishing when I was around 5 or 6 years old, and it's been a passion of mine ever since. And even during high school and middle school, I found that, sometimes when I'm able to go fishing during the weekday or on a weekend, it really helps calm me down from, school and all the pressures of schoolwork, etc. So I think it's a great way for kids to be able to get into the outdoors and relax, which isn't happening as often now as it used to. So that's why we built Fish Hut, to try and get as many kids into the outdoors as possible, experience the joys of fishing and the calming effects that it has, and really just be able to experience this sport that my brother and I have loved for so long.
And actually, research shows that fishing is good for mental health.
Yeah, exactly. We're also hosting a Cornell mental health study specifically on the youth mental health benefits on fishing. So that's something we're working on right now with Cornell, to actually have research done on the area, because it's very under-researched, specifically between youth and fishing.
Yeah, the last survey done was back in the 1970s by a Harvard professor and explored the relationship between fly fishing and mental health. Talk to me about this other initiative you guys have going called Build a Reef.
Yeah, so that's the initiative that I founded, and that was founded from my 3M Young Scientist project called the AI Smart Artificial Reef. So that was in middle school, and I won 3rd place in the nationwide competition. Basically, there's a 3D printed reef. This one's actually 3D printed in concrete by 3D Potter, an amazing company. And it's incredible, where this entire reef is 3D printed in concrete, and it also incorporates a lot of other interesting technology like cameras, dissolved oxygen sensors, and also temperature sensors. And then we would release it into the water, for example, in a dock, next to a dock, and then we can see the astounding benefits of this artificial reef, where coral and oysters actually latch onto the surface and provide a habitat for all these different animals to grow on, while also being able to remotely monitor it. So that's my nonprofit called Build a Reef, and we're basically releasing more and more 3D printed reefs. So far, we're working on actual full scale releasing of these reefs, and these are all going to be 3D printed in concrete, just like this one, but just like this one back here. These are pretty large, and they all include a bunch of technology. So far, we're releasing one. Well, we released one in New York, and we're working on releasing another one in Minnesota. So these ones work in both freshwater and saltwater. And because of that, I also was one of 10 top 10 winners for the Disney Hopper Challenge. So that was amazing, and yeah.
Okay, you boys are busy, and I imagine that the reef project is because coral reefs are rapidly dying around the world, and so you're trying to replace them. Is that right, or is it?
Yeah, exactly. Especially in the oceans, ocean acidification is causing a huge amount of reefs to die out, and specifically in New York in the Long Island Sound, which is another focus point of mine. Currently, the bottom of most of these areas are mud, which means that oysters actually can't latch onto the bottom because there's no rocky surface for them to live on. And this reef is providing that exact habitat where these oysters, whether it be coral or oysters, they need this place that's like rock to latch onto. And this is exactly what the AISAR is providing. Along with that, in freshwater applications, a significant issue is also the algae blooms that are happening. And the technology that the AISAR provides is almost unseen of in the marine education and in the marine world, because so far there are not that many underwater buoys and stuff to actually monitor these lakes, and whether it be the oceans or the lakes. And it can provide a lot of insight for scientists to see what's actually happening beneath the water for everyone out there.
Interesting. Very cool. Back to Fish Hut. If kids are looking or parents are looking for these tackle boxes, or the 3D printed rods, where can they usually find your items?
Absolutely. So our fish huts, we actually have a model right behind us. Looks like this. This one was built by the YMCA, actually. They can be found anywhere. So if you go on our website, fishhut.org, that's fishhut.org, you can see all the locations that we've placed fish huts. We have them in over 6 states now. And we place them in places like YMCAs or local schools or neighborhood centers. So if you go on our website, look for a fish hut near you, I'm sure you'll have a great time on the water with it and have a lot of fun.
You guys have an event coming up, is that right?
Yes, we do. We have an event actually at Trout Air. That's happening next week. And we're bringing a ton of families out to not only do fishing, but also have a catch and cook, which I think is pretty cool. And the first time we're doing an event like this in our organization as well.
Okay, wonderful. Now, that's the one thing I don't do. The kid has to release them. I'm not cooking the fish at night. So, wonderful organization. Fishing is so great for kids, especially here where we're surrounded by water. You two are quite impressive. I know that you've received many, many awards. And wow, so many grants, awards. So the cover of Time Magazine for kids. You guys are on a roll. I know you're going to do big things. So I'm sure we'll see you on the show again. Thanks for coming on today.
Thank you so much for having us on.
Wow. Impressive pair of kids. Man, oh man.